Hello, this video is for Green Architecture. We are working on project 1.7. By now you should have the first part done where you drew a rough or preliminary sketch of your bedroom. Now we're going to move to step 2, actually parts 2, 3, and 4. And what you're going to do is convert your bedroom sketch, your preliminary sketch, to a scale drawing in your engineering notebook. So what you'll do is use your architectural scale that we have used earlier in our class to accurately and neatly draw the walls, doors, windows, closet doors, any kind of doors that you might have. But we're going to use that at a 1/2 inch equals 1 foot scale. Remember that walls have a thickness as you draw them. To do that, we'll draw a parallel line outside of your original wall lines, that is, and then add a thickness to them. Typically, a wall has a 4 to 6 inch thickness. For simplicity in this project, we're going to say our walls will have a 6 inch thickness. So let's do a quick review on using a 1/2 inch architect scale. So if you look at the example I've got here, you'll have to find the part in your scale that has the 1/2 inch on the end. And as you're working with that, make sure you're working from the 1/2 inch side, working from right to left. Remembering that the whole feet are starting at 0. Here's 2 feet. So we see this big 4 here. That's actually 1 foot. So 0 foot, 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot. If you think back to when we learned about the architectural scale, these bigger numbers, they're getting bigger, moving from left to right. Therefore, the scale at the opposite end, which I believe in this case is a 1 inch equals 1 foot scale. But we're going to use the 1/2 inch equals 1 foot scale. So whole feet, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Then we need to focus on this side of our scale. If you can think back to our video when we worked with the architect's scale, this is basically 1 foot broken down, or we kind of zoomed in on this portion where we have to figure out what do all these little marks mean. Well, the easiest way I always remember this by is looking at this. If this is 0 and this is 1 foot right here, right in the middle is 6 inches. 1/2 of 6 inches is 3 inches. Well, then we have 3, there is 2, there's 1, and there's 0. That means every little line is a 1/2 inch. Well, we're not going to get that precise. We're going to go down just to the inch. So you can kind of ignore the little tiny lines, but every other line is what you're going to focus on, because as you have measured your room, you should have measured it down to the inch. Okay? So that's just a quick refresher on how we're going to use the 1/2 inch scale. Remember that each mark represents a 1/2 inch. These little tiny marks are a 1/2 inch. Every other line is 1 inch. All right, so there's a quick review on measuring with a 1/2 inch scale. If I look at our activity, we are down here. We're going to draw a scale drawing of your bedroom, and we're going to do this in 2 phases, and I'll show you an example of phase 1. So phase 1, in your notebook, you're going to draw the walls for your bedroom, and then you're going to add thickness. If you can look at my example here, notice how I have darkened the thickness of my walls. When we worked with SketchUp, remember how we made thickness? We drew our inside walls first, and then we expanded that outwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to draw, if my room is 11 feet, I'm going to measure corner to corner, make my line 11 feet. And then I'm going to measure 6 inches out here, 6 inches out here. That gives my thickness. So then I can make a border all the way around. Remember some of our symbols. Window is kind of left unshaded with a line in the middle. A door is the diagonal line with an arc. In my bedroom, I have sliding doors on my closet, and that's represented as such. So what you're going to do is you're going to draw your bedroom, and if it doesn't quite fit on one page, you might have to orient it in such a way that it takes up 2 pages on your notebook. To show you another tool that you'll be working with, I'm going to jump back here. There's a link to something called common symbols that are used in floor plans. So we're not going to worry about appliances, but we do want to consider things like doors. You might have what we call bifold doors, doors that kind of hinge in the middle of them and then they slide open. Our standard doors, we've talked about that a little bit already, so those should be familiar. Um, the other one I showed you on my sketch was a sliding door where they just kind of slide past each other. So you can look at my example in the video. For drawing windows, these are a little more detailed, but we can go as simple as this. Make a rectangle in the middle of my wall and a line right down the middle of it. That's an easy way to draw a window. And then different examples of our furniture. Hey, if when you get to the phase 3 of this project, you're going to draw on your furniture, whether it be a double bed, a twin bed, so on and so forth. There's different sizes there. Things like dressers, bookcases, end tables, or nightstands are just drawn as a rectangle. We just have to make sure we label them. So that gives you an idea. And I've put a link to each of these in the activity. So common symbols, you can click on that inside the activity. That will show you what those symbols look like as kind of a refresher. All right, so once we get all done with drawing our floor plan as we've shown you, adding thickness to our walls, shading the thickness of our walls, have our doors and windows in, we're going to put in symbols, and then we're going to dimension our drawing. To give you an idea of what that final sketch looks like, looks a lot like this. Now, here's the same sketch that I had, except for now, I have added in a queen size bed. I've got nightstands on both sides. I've got my window, but we're going to add our dimensions into this. My room was 11 feet wide. From the corner to the beginning of the window is 4 feet 0 inches. My window, 2 feet 8 inches. And then the remainder from this edge of the window to the corner is 4 feet 4 inches. You'll do that for all sides of your room. And again, reminder, there's what my sliding doors look like. Some of you may have sliding doors in your bedroom. So that gives you a little bit of an idea on there. And in the activity, if I jump back to the module now, sure, I think I can find the module. Let's see, module is right there. We are down here. And for Monday, you should have drawn a rough sketch to your room. Now we should be on Tuesday, Wednesday, and you'll be using your preliminary sketch and you'll draw that bedroom sketch. So here's an example. There's the link to the example drawing I've shown you. There is a link to the symbols for our floor plans, and then there is an example of the drawing with the furniture and everything in. Once you've got that down, you're going to add that to your assignment document, which is linked in right at the top here, bedroom floor plan. That's project 1.7. So that should give you a little bit of an overview of how that works. And then our goal is to add this to our assignment sheet, and then we're going to draw this with SketchUp. We'll have a CAD drawing of our bedroom. So that's an overview on parts 2, 3, and 4, which will take us through Tuesday, Wednesday, a part of Thursday. We'll probably start on the CAD portion on Thursday, Friday, and see how we progress with that. So that gives you an idea. You can go ahead and get started on your activity 1.7, drawing your sketch, part 2, part 3, project 1.7, bedroom floor plan. All right, we'll see you in the next video.